I'm a Storm Ridgway offensive coordinator at Delhi Charter School in Delhi, Louisiana. This is my second year here. I had to think about that. We've had two football seasons, and I came here as just an assistant O-line coach, head baseball coach in the summer of 2020, and then at Christmas ish of 2020, I was promoted to OC, and and the head coach. He and I were friends prior for me coming here. I was actually a head coach at a school in the area, and when I came on board. I was a spread guy. It's all I'd ever known for the most part. The head coach I played for, also in the area, he was in the late '90s. He was running spread, which was pretty innovative for our area. I don't know when spread took off the rest of the country, but in the late '90s, people were still in the eye and stuff like that. And so anyway, I was born in the spread, and when I came into coaching, he was one of my mentors, and everything we'd done, power counter, some air raid passing principles, and then as I went on in my career, everybody can run spread now. Kids are comfortable defending spread. Coaches are comfortable defending spread. In a 7-on-7 society, it's just the way it is. And then so I'd always kind of looked for, we were a physical running team. We used the sniffer a lot when I was a spread guy. And but when I came here, the spread just wasn't working in the aspect that we had some linemen. We truly did not have the receivers. And so what was happening is teams were just manning us up and saying, okay, you're not going to run the ball, throw it. And when we got to looking around, we had dabbled in it. And when we got to looking around, we said, we're always going to have our school, always produces what we call the blue collar kid. Tough kids, they're not next level talent. We might get one every now and then, but for the most part, we're going to just get the average high school players, and we're always going to have big backs. So we really started looking at the split back. Some schools in our state run it. If you're familiar with Louisiana, John Curtis is kind of they're known for Split Back Veer. They're in our state, and there's a couple different variations. And then we ran one that's local to a team out of Monroe. So that being said, we had a really successful season this past fall running it, and we learned a lot. And and so we were excited about the off season to keep studying, keep learning, take what we had learned before, and continue molding and growing the offense. But got off on a rampage there. But I've been doing this for 10, 12 years, and like I said, I love Split Back Veer. I'm very passionate about it. So I'm gonna have to close my mouth a little bit if we keep going. I'm gonna pass it on to Coach West.
Okay, so my name is Jake West. This is my second year at Madison. This was just my third year as a DC now overall. I came here from the northern part. I'm from up near Chicago, so I came from up there down to here. Now I'm just like the state line of Kentucky. I grew up in the forefront, which is really ironic, and then I went to college and everything was out the three front. And I saw how much speed you can get in the field from having an extra linebacker, which we ran it with a sub package. I try to explain to kids sometimes when they get and ask questions. I'm like, yeah, our base package was actually a sub package, and it just blows their mind. Like, I'm still trying to explain to them what the nickel package is, and they do not understand. It's hilarious. But anyway, so that was kind of I saw the benefit of how you could have field, and everyone said well, you can't defend the run with that with out of a three front. We were back to back my freshman and sophomore year of college. We were top 10 in the country in rushing yards allowed per game, lowest. So that was crazy to me. But yeah, so that's kind of where I grew up. It's physical, it's fast, it's adaptable because you have the extra pieces that can move. And so I came from. Also, I don't necessarily hate split back veer. I just hate triple option with a passion because it's so freaking hard to defend. So dumb. I would rather see split back or not split back. I would rather see spread RPOs any day of the week. Seriously.
I'm gonna go through this thing position by position here. Okay, so we have the backside where everything starts. All right, backside tackle. He has the rule. If he's got a down lineman in that gap, he cuts him. Cuts him bear crawls. If he doesn't have a down lineman, he scoops to the next level. In this case, he's got a 4-eye, so he's going to cut bear crawl, take him out of the play. In the middle, I'm assuming this is just a generic nose guard. This varies on game plan. What he would have on film, but assuming it's just a normal high school nose guard, we're going to do it's a combo. To my kids, we just call it a scoop exchange. And so the backside guard is going to take a hard bucket, and he is going to get his face mask on the play side hip. Then the center, he is going to just take a drop step, not a true bucket, just a drop step, and then he's going to also attack that play side hip with maybe a little more toward the shoulder a little bit without raising pad level. Because what we're trying to do is get that nose turned just slightly so that our guard can overtake him. When he pops through that hip, he doesn't focus on trying to hook him. He's just trying to move him a little bit. He's going to take a beeline straight to the stacked backer and wall him off. We don't ask him to block him. You're a lineman. He's a linebacker. There's a reason. We're just trying to ask him to get his pads on him and sprint through him. Okay, that's the thing that we really teach is we're going to sprint off the football, and we're going to have knuckles buried in the ground. We're coming off 100 miles an hour. So he's going to cut that guy off just for a second. On the play side, the guard is going to scoop the B. If in this situation, this is outside Veer, by the way, the tackle and the tight end have to double the C gap. There is no C gap threat, so we're going to double the B gap threat. We're going to drive him out. We're not coming off. It's not a combo. They're both putting shoulder pads in the guts. They are driving and pushing him out of there. They do not come off. The only way they come off is they fall off. Okay. The tight end takes a hard end step into the C just in case you get run through from the second level. And he climbs, and he does not pass up an opposite color jersey second level on. I'm assuming in this situation, he's going to end up blocking this strong safety at the top of the screen. The outside backer, okay, everything we do depends on what he does. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a called dive. We're not reading him right here. I don't know if that's too much information for the defense or not, but
no, you're good. You're good.
It's a called dive. We don't read the D end, okay, in most of our stuff. Okay. I like as a coach and my rest of my coaching staff, we want to take that off the play of the quarterback. So he's going to mesh into the line of scrimmage like it looks like Veer to everybody else, and he's going to ride to him down in there. The play side running back is going to attack the inside hip of the tackle, and then he's going to get through. Once he gets through the first level, we give him an option. You got to get through the first level, then you can cut based off the tight end's block. So the play side back's diving, he's getting out of there. The backside back's getting in pitch relationship, and then he's screaming, trying to pull whomever is responsible for pitch. He's trying to pull him out of the box the best he can, just with his motor. Quarterback rides, pulls, carries it out. Play side receiver, it depends on the cornerback's alignment. If he's playing deep off, we're not going to waste time on him. We're going to push vertical, 3 hard steps, and then we're going to go cut inside and look for what we call the playmaker block. And I'll take our running backs on a corner anytime. Backside receiver, he is trying like hell to go block that phantom free safety. Most of the time it doesn't happen, but he gets graded on his effort, so he's better go try blocking. So that's it. That's outside Veer.
We have this option responsibilities. I always joke that I hate the option because I trust 16-year-old boys to make good decisions consistently. They don't make good decisions at all, so it's really hard. Anyway, so we'll start with notes because I like that you started there. So we'll have our nose play what we call lag technique. So basically, he's feeling the block of the center and he's going away from it. So when that center steps to the right or left, it doesn't matter. I'm working his backside, knowing that you're going to want to take me over with that guard. So I'm getting hands on that guard. Okay. So we would do that first. So the stack, what we're doing is that first backer, he is keying whichever guy is downhill. Like he doesn't care which way is downhill, and he's going into that A gap. So most likely, if you're going to run that dive action, what'll happen is you'll step with the center, nose will fit backside, the wheel will fit inside. So we've got double A gap there. Okay, the mag backer behind that is keying on the quarterback. I always joke, like, wherever the quarterback goes, you are in his hip pocket. So if the quarterback pulls it and runs, he's working inside out, trying to flush it. The end is playing what I like to call a heavy technique. Traditionally, the heavy technique is you're two gapping. My guys can't two gap, so I just tell them heavy means you are not getting washed out of the B gap. If they try to wash you out, drop. Like, take them with you, go down. It's okay. So you're going to double team that. They're going to drop, pile. Life is great. So my safety and that outside linebacker there, the nickel for me, they are reading the block of the tight end. So if the tight end releases for a pass, the safety's going to take it. But if he goes to block, which I'm assuming you said he's going to block that B gap threat, or he's going to climb the backer, as soon as he sees him cross his face, that safety knows he is inside support. So my outside linebacker knows he is pitch support at all times. There's nothing that gets outside of him. And like I said, I joke that we call him the Spartan. I'm still not unconvinced he wasn't built in the lab. So like people do not get outside of him. So he's got that. So whoever is coming at, he's going to set that edge. The Mike linebacker, like I said, is flowing inside out, safety support inside. So we should have three guys, both in the alley, one in the perimeter. Corners there, I tell them, like, playing corner is the hardest position in defense. Like, it sucks, especially at the high school level. You're in coverage. Like, you're in coverage. I do not care what anyone else does. You're in coverage. Coach Vass told me that some people don't want cloud support, and that's too damn bad. So, like, I refuse to do corners and run fits. And then that safety's just in a deep middle. I refuse. First off, they can't freaking tackle, no matter how hard we try. But yeah, that would be pretty much. So we're playing straight up at the end and tackle. My nose is playing a lag, and then we're reading it out. We'll hear a little bit and say that whatever happens, if you guys get us with a big play, we're going to be pretty much right back where we were. I'm also going to take the chance to kind of create a little bit of havoc. So we would get basically a full slant on right here, be man covered with cover one again. So the Mike and Will are still leading dive through quarterback. That corner up top, playing that cover one, he knows his only run responsibility because we're in man coverage everywhere else. I told him the only thing is if you see that action go away, your pitch support. This is where you have to make a tackle, buddy. Try to not screw the pooch, please. Okay. So that would be the only time where we're doing that. So we're basically just getting a full slant in, hoping that you're going to try to run the ball to the field.
So not into the boundary. All right, so start the backside. Okay, backside tackle, cut bear crawl, inside technique. Which if your guy's pinching, it would more turn into like just a down trip and fall block. Backside guard, he's the backside puller. A lot of time, what we tell our guy is that his block doesn't make the play a success. His block makes the play a touchdown. And so all he does, it's almost like a skip pull. He comes through and he finds daylight, any daylight past the center. Actually, the way we kind of run buck sweep is more of the Lombardi power play rather than like the Kenny Simpson buck sweep, which is phenomenal, by the way, if y'all have ever looked at that stuff. But ours is more like the Lombardi power play. So he comes around the center. As soon as he sees daylight, he sticks his foot in the ground. He gets vertical, and he don't pass up another hat, opposite color jersey. Center cut. That's all he's got to do. It ain't got to be a sexy block. Just get the dude cut. You're going to cut the play side leg of the guy. Bear crawl out. Play side guard. Okay, so I drew this up based off kind of the technique that your outside backer plays there. If he's going to be outside contain player, we're going to drive block. Our tight end is going to drive block him out toward the sideline. Okay. Now, normally, because the defensive end is getting cussed out and he's taking that dive, we would hook him a little bit. But if he's going to play outside, we're going to push him out there. So what happens is the play side guard, they would communicate each other in the huddle what we're doing, and the play side guard, instead of trying to get around the edge, he crosses the tackle's face, finds daylight just like the backside guard, and he comes right through there, blocks first guy he sees. The play side tackle is going to down block the inside player, the 4-eye in this case. We would do some alignment things to get an advantage on that block. Down blocking is kind of a staple of what we do, especially in our endos every day. And he's going to get in that hip and he's going to push that kid, and that's all. He don't come off that block until he hears a whistle. So we're going to move him down again. Play side guard cuts inside rather than stretching it out. The play side running back, and this is the thing with split back running backs, they don't like to block. They think their eye backs are just not fast enough. Okay, what he's doing is he's just literally the lead blocker for the running back, the actual ball carrier, the backside back, because he's so focused on getting the handoff and all that stuff. We don't want his eyes rushed upfield too much. So what we do is we just teach him to follow the play side running back. Where the play side running back goes, he goes. So we use the other running back's vision more or less to let the play unfold a little bit, especially with it being, if it's going to be a wider hitting play or a narrow hitting play, because of the edge player there is going to stay on the edge. And so the safety alignment at the top on the play side, if he looks like he is even thinking about coming into the box, my inside receiver cheats down a little bit and we go in there and we crack him. Try to, the point of a crack block. And then it just turns into down. So if he goes inside to the safety, he makes a call to the outside receiver. The outside receiver down blocks on the corner. Again, we're going to leave the corner unblocked. I'll take my running back on the corner every time. And so especially one thing we've learned is these corners play us like 10 or 12 yards off. So they're almost not even in run support. And so it's one of those deals where we're not even worried about blocking him. And so I think that, and then the quarterback boots out. That's a big deal. He reverse pivots out for deception reasons on the handoff, and plus it just makes it flow better. But that's a huge coaching point for us there. G League, man, it's a great play. And what we're going to do, if you got backs that truly want to block, starting on the backside, we're going to scoop cut that 2-0 or whatever, however you had him aligned. We may tighten our splits up. If you see that you're getting close to us, we're going to tighten them splits down. We're going to cut him. Same thing here with the nose. Going to do the scoop exchange. The center, he's going to work up to the backside backer most likely in this situation, since you don't have your cat stacked anymore. The play side guard, he's pulling and kicking. First guy head up to outside the tight end. The tight end is down blocking on the C gap, and the tackle is down blocking on the B gap. We're going to wall those cats off. Just on the front side, it's a gap scheme. On the backside, zone scheme. Running back, play side running back is going to lead through the hole. He's going to be looking in this situation, most likely going to be looking for that wheel backer. Now we're not going to chase him. If he feels the A gap fast now, we're not going to chase him. We're going to go in. But if he flows and gets downhill on the B, then we're going to be all right. Backside back, he is taking a counter step back, and we're trying to get him downhill now. and he's going to come in and he's going to cut off the C gap down block and the kick block. And that's what he's basing everything off of. Again, receivers, we're going, depending on corner alignment, we're going to run them off, or we're going to go block somebody in the third level. And so, but yeah, that's just G lead right.
Saw cover one. I probably call saw more like, I don't know, I had like a revelation this offseason or past offseason that double edge pressure literally is the most bang for your buck play. Like sometimes on my play sheet, I just have like every third play, like just call saw, just do it. Like game plan be damned. So with us being up 10, I don't really want to run the risk of giving you a big play. So we're going to be playing conservative. So I would tell my inside linebackers, I'm like, this is a flow read for us. Like we are playing pass first, and then it's almost because we don't want to get be anything deep. We're looking to run. We're not looking to fill. So the five guys with their hands in the ground, we call it like the pinch technique. I tell them work through the inside of the chin. Like literally, you were trying to drive everything into a pile. So anything inside, we're trying to push it and squash it all down. So that you have your guard pulling, you said?
Yes, sir. Play side guard pulling.
Yeah, play side guard pulling. So my tackle is going to die because he's going to be going inside, and you're going to crack down on him, and he's going to die. It'll be hilarious. But anyways, so then you're working with your tight end onto my outside linebacker has his hand down. My
yes,
arm.
Sir. He's down. He's down in the seat.
Yep. So the Mike and the Will are reading the two backs that you have. They're going to mirror them. So they'll be flowing with the run, and then that safety in the top is just flowing over top. So who did you have your guard going for that was pulling?
He's going to kick out the first guy, head up the outside of the tight end, which in this case is going to be your, I guess.
Okay, yep. So he's going to kick that out. So I have the two backers flowing for, so we should have one to take on the lead block and set an edge, and the other to flow inside out. Again, one thing that would probably give us issues if you sent that X to go crack the Will and tell him, like, listen, like, you're going to go all the way inside, just like go find him and just like get in his way. That would probably give me some issues because that corner is going to follow him. And right. You would probably get two birds with one stone there. So I would have to pray to God you don't do that and that my corner's not that stupid. But that'd be about what's going on. Wouldn't be the first time. But and then that's kind of what that safety over the top for is I tell them, like, hey, there are situations where I'm okay getting a first down. I want to try and create havoc with the guys up front with their hands on the ground. Everyone else, get it in front of you and tackle it. We actually don't base out of cover one. That's something that I have to go to when we play any kind of triple option team because you guys annoy me so very much. So we actually base out of palms and like cover two man and stuff like
Great
that.
Great defense.
Beautiful. Okay, so we would right here basically I would tell the Mike, you're almost playing this as a Tampa look in terms of like you are getting to the goal line and not letting anything kind of come in underneath that. But quarter the pocket, go get him. Like go get him. We are playing just straight up 3 men are coming because you are a running team, and when you throw the ball, I imagine you don't feel super comfortable.
Right.
So I'm gonna roll the dice and say that if we put enough guys between you and the end zone, we're gonna like with space, obviously. You can't run the ball one time for 11 yards, so you have to throw it, and you don't want to do that.
Right.
So that's kind of we're gonna play it safe because we know that we have the advantage right now. You have to do something you don't want to do. So we're manned up. Corners are manned up with outside leverage, knowing that the Will and the outside line, the Spartan nickel, is sitting out there kind of in that hook curl zone, daring the running backs to flare out. So that would be kind of the one way you could get us is if your running backs like flare it out and then you ran slants underneath. You could probably sneak one in there. Like it would be really tough for us. And I would have to pray that my safety came downhill fast enough. So that's about it. Because the way I look at it, that short little hole shot that you throw down the sideline on a seam versus cover two, that's actually why I like outside leverage for my corners is because I just told him like, hey, don't let him outside of you. Like that's your one job. If he runs a slant, I'm like, you see the dude that looks like Captain America, like they're running into him. Like it's hilarious. Just watch it happen. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much what's happening, and I really hope that you're going to run a drop back pass, or you're going to boot, and something fun's going to happen.
Based off our current roster, okay, we're going to put the ball in our best athlete's hand, and we're going to run a quarterback boot. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to slow play the backfield as far as quarterback, because I mean he's got to put on an acting show. We're going outside zone this thing, or inside zone it. What are you going to call it? We're going to zone all the way back. We're not going to pull anybody, obviously, on this, and we're just going to zone all the way across. Where the magic happens is just the quarterback being a good athlete, and so he's going to ride that back, because he has to ride it, and we give him autonomy. He's also one of our smartest kids too, and he's a coach's son, so it's just like he's the perfect quarterback for this play. We give him autonomy in the aspect that as the game wears on, when we run buck sweep, I said earlier, he's important to carry out the boot, because his eyes are not in the passing lane; it's on the outside contained player. And if he is getting very aggressive, chasing the sweep, and he's playing it that way, he's taking mental notes all the time. And so when we give him enough autonomy to say, if you can beat this guy to the edge without riding out the fake, then you do it, because that gives you an extra step. So we're just going to assume that this guy here plays it well. He's coached up. He plays it the right way. So we're going to ride out that fake, okay? And then he's going to book it around the edge. He has to beat him one-on-one. That's just the way it is. If that guy's better than my guy, then it's a busted play in space, okay? And so he's one-on-one there. We're assuming, again, corner play is not in your face press coverage. It's back off play, especially you're defending that goal line, trying to give yourself some space. So we're going to push that corner vertical just enough to get his hips turned, and then he's going to try and crack that safety that you have at the top. So we feel really good in a 10-yard sprint to a pylon that my quarterback can beat that safety with his legs and deception. And then if our receiver gets a half-a block and your corner does what he's supposed to a certain extent, we feel really, really good about this, about running this boot play. It was one of our big plays last season. So it's just one of those deals. We got into a week 10 game, and we were down 2 scores inside of 4 minutes, which is not Split Back Veer cannot come back from that theoretically. And we don't have a spread package because we're a very small school, so we don't get to reps spread very much. Our 2-minute offense is just do what we do. And so we're in this 4-minute situation, down 2 scores, and we ran boot 4 times. 2 times it popped from about 60 yards out. And then the 3rd time we got about 12 out of it. And then the 4th time, I think he actually slipped. He slipped and failed. So it's a big play. We ran it throughout the season, and it popped for however many yards we wanted because we ran sweep so much, and I would run it a lot in this game too. So that's our big play this past season. Like I said, I felt way more confident running boot than I would throwing a pass.
Just to kind of rehash, name's Jake West from Madison Consolidated High School. Give me a follow on Twitter, I guess. Like I love talking ball. I'll talk to anyone about pretty much anything, even guys on offense that want to talk about running split veer. I'll talk about anything. But yeah, no, I'm just if you follow me on Twitter, you should know I'm like an avid Purdue fan. So like you will see nonstop Purdue tweets, just as a heads up. Boiler up, hammer down, Purdue. But yeah, that's about all I got.
All right, man. Storm Ridgway, Delhi Charter School, Delhi, Louisiana. Man, I can talk ball all the time. I'm in the middle of baseball season right now, and I'm literally left baseball practice, wrapped it up, came here. I'm jacked up about football. I can talk split back beer all the time. I can talk any ball all the time. But the thing is, as I co-run a Split Back Veer page on Facebook. It's SBV 101, and to our knowledge, we're the only Split Back page on Facebook. Funny story. That page started out me and a buddy of mine. He played in Split Back. I wanted to coach Split Back, so we got to talking, and there wasn't many of us in the area that truly knew Split Back. We thought anyway, and we just started a page just to kind of get everyone in the same area in our area on the same page so we can bounce ideas off of it. And before you know it, we had 100 members, and now we're north of 3,000. We don't do anything to promote ourselves. Me and Coach Purvis, we invite conversation about Split Back. Any option for that matter, flex bone or anything. And so we always try to help each other. That's the rule we have on our page, is that there's no nonsense, there's no bullying, there's no I know more than you. We're simply here to help anyone that wants to talk Split Back Veer. So like I said, guys, if you want to run Split Back Veer, I have no problem doing a Zoom call with you. It's a great offense for, well, like I said, just a blue collar kid. At some point in time, they're going to stack the box on you if you're running spread, and they're going to make you throw it. And if you can't complete the pass, then you're going to walk back to the sideline quickly. That's at least my experience with it. And this just gives you another opportunity. My belief in Split Back Veer or any downhill running offense is that the modern day kid, he does not want 75 plays of just ramming down your throat. That they're not built that way anymore. I'm not saying that kids are soft now, but they just grow up in what we call a 7-on-7 society. And our goal was to take advantage of that. What we do know based off our state sample size is that when schools have talent, they win, and they win big. If they don't have a lot of talent, they win relative to their competition, and they usually steal a game or two every year. They're not supposed to win. And so we feel like here at Delhi Charter, Split Back Veer is taking us to another level. We reached a postseason this past year for the first time in a few years. We're returning a lot of key pieces this season, and we're hoping to make a deep run. But again, Split Back Veer has worked out wonderful for us. And again, anything I can do, find me on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, but I'm not very active. I use it more for just recruiting kids. I'm not a social bug on Twitter, but very social on Facebook. Very, very social. So shoot me an inbox, man. I'll do anything I can to help you.